Have to adjust our approach here and take on a positive approach to these things and look that we're going to be. I don't know what's in the crystal ball for our climate change. All right, I know that we have dependable information from year to year from our Farmer's Almanac that we can depend on, and we are having especially high tides this month and next month. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. I started living there 50 years ago, and just riding my bike down Los Olas Boulevard, there were times when, I would have to ride through water down there 50 years ago in October and November and all. I know that there are some, I've yet to see geodetic information that would say that our mean sea level has risen. What's been claimed by some experts, I think this is an important topic. It says 3 to 7 inches. I don't know what the fluctuation what it is. Obviously, the Earth goes through these cycles. I think it's important to try to be prepared for things that are brought to our attention. But it's a tremendous pressure. I don't know what else you're going to do. Like the Dutch, we raise all of our seawalls up and try to be pumping water out, or dikes and so on. But we have some other issues at hand that the 2020 vision is trying to address, and it's things that we see right up front as well. So I think I just want to pray really hard too that that we don't have so much of an issue with our climate change that we think is occurring, but woe to the whole state of Florida then. And then I think that the last thing, as far as getting promotion out for our city, our website, has had in the last 4 months over 150,000 hits on it. Before it was, which is way more than 1,000 a day. So we're looking at something that used to have 1,000 maybe in a month. That's a tremendous change of people interested in our city, and I think that's going to be reflecting. The demand is there. We have to pay attention to what we put forth out there as a commitment to people who already live here and people who would like to live here. So this is something that is a discussion, but I think it's a debate that we need to have, which means there needs to be a result. So something has to happen. We're not sure where that's going to fall, but I know that from my standpoint, it can't stay the way it is.
Okay, we've all had comments on this. We've gone along on this one, so let's move on if you don't mind. Quickly, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have to comment.
I just don't want to debate that issue right now. You can make a quick comment if you would mind, but we have a big agenda here. Yes.
I understand we have a big agenda. We live in Florida. We are on the front lines of sea level rise, and the folks who, including most of the staffs of the communities of the counties in South Florida, the discussion is not about if sea level rise will happen. I'm a little astounded at Commissioner Zerdy's comments that he hasn't seen the data. The data is all over. The planning horizons, the Army Corps of Engineers agrees on them. They're fairly conservative figures. Other people would say it's likely to go faster, but it's not a question of if, it's a question of how fast and how much. And to assert that we have other things that, the difficulty about climate change and sea level rise is it's very difficult to watch things that happen slowly. They're happening faster than they used to, but they're not things that you can go out and easily see them. But people who make it their business to measure that sort of thing are very aware of it. And as I say, we are very low in Florida, so we're right on the front lines. And I think we want to be definitely, particularly as we're thinking about infrastructure and capital investment, it would be very, very short-sighted to not be thinking about the big picture.
Okay, thank you. All right, approval of the minutes.